Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. So, Alexey Navalny is dead. I was personally surprised, to be straight with you, that he did not die earlier in the Russian prison. If he was the way these guys portrayed him as this and that, he died unfortunately at 47. Why do I say unfortunately? I don't think you just die of natural causes in prison at 47. I think that's how old he was. I don't have anything for him or against him. He was the only one actually knowing what's going on with his life. Obviously, he's got in some important business with the Russians and with the guys from outside. And he was reported by the Russian jail officials, prison officials, that he died today, Friday the 16th of February 2024. And I have the details on what the Russians say it happened. Obviously, these guys here will never accept whatever the Russians say, and I wouldn't either, as I wouldn't believe when Assange will die in prison. I will not believe that either, or how Epstein died in prison. I don't believe that version as well. So let me show you this one of the articles. Now it's full of articles about his death. Associated Press: Alexey Navalny, the fierce foe of Russia's Putin, has died, Russian authorities say. He was charged in, I think, 2013 with embezzlement. Then he violated his parole, and then he was imprisoned. So when he was charged and convicted for embezzlement with suspension, that means he was allowed to participate in the process. He then was poisoned, according to his sources, or whomever, by whom we don't know. We say, these guys say it was the Russians. Again, the evidence is as certain as the one with the guys poisoned in Great Britain. Highly likely to be the Russians, but highly likely is not enough to convict someone. You have to have beyond any reasonable doubt, and they didn't. So in this case, I don't know who did that. Nevertheless, the facts are he left the country, Russia, went to Germany for some treatment. He violated his parole, and when he came back, as any normal society would arrest you and put you in prison to complete your sentence of how many, 13 years or something, or 9 years that he was supposed to in the first place. So if I would be convicted of something and I would be slapped with a conviction, and it's okay, with suspension, that means you're going to be on parole, and I leave the country and I come back, I would be arrested in a civilized country as the United States of America, and nobody would say shit about it. But hey, Navalny did exactly that. He came, was arrested, and everybody was, he was arrested on the airport. Why? Boo, 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 boo. Anyway, he was in prison, and then he was transferred somewhere towards north of, in Russia. They say by the Arctic Circle. Whatever happened, I personally don't know how he was able to still communicate with the press in those kind of conditions. These guys call it a gulag. They don't know what they're talking about. If they want to read what the gulag was, they should just do 2 clicks. They don't need to do more than that, but they probably know, or if they don't know, they don't want to tell us. A gulag, you can't communicate with outside world. Anyway, the gulag is you. Anyway, so let's see what's going on with this person who was charged and convicted of embezzlement and then violated his parole. And he was a critic of, it happened to be a critic of Putin, and he was an opposition leader. All right, so as I said, I don't know what happened, but 47, you don't just die, fall in, 47. Alexey Navalny, the fierce foe of Russian President Putin, who crusade, okay. The crusades were not necessarily good, you know. The crusades were good for some and very bad for the rest. So when I say crusade, I don't think that's a good connotation. After all, those guys went to recapture the Holy Land by killing people. In that case was the Muslims in Jerusalem. Do you remember that one? So I don't know if that kind of crusade is really a good connotation, but these are imbeciles anyway. Against official corruption and staged massive anti-Kremlin protest, with the help of whom? Oh, just the Russian population. Died in prison Friday, Russian authorities said. He was 47. I'm pretty sure it was more to that than just, he just went for a walk and fell in the yard, which that's what the Russians say. Russia Today, 16th of February 2024, Alexey Navalny dead, prison service. The jailed activist, so see, they use the word activist. I mean, I'm pretty sure now in the West, these imbeciles will have all kind of streets and squares. Maybe Ukraine will be the first one naming after him. They already probably did it. Lost consciousness during a walk and resuscitation effort failed, authorities have said. Russian opposition figure Alexey Navalny has died in jail, local authorities have said, adding that an investigation into the exact cause of his death was ongoing. So he was 47, and all necessary resuscitation measures were carried out, but they did not yield positive results. Paramedics confirmed the death of the convict. Okay, well, I'm sorry to hear that. It's too early, 47, but let's go to this one. Julian Assange will die if extradited to US. His wife warns. Why? Why do you think he would die? Isn't he an Australian? At least one of the citizenships, the passports that he have. So why would you say that if you go to United States of America, you will die? I know that he is in the very bad prison in the free country of Great Britain. So why would his wife say that? Should we trust her? Should we care about it? Should we be concerned? Why is he still in prison? I'm getting. Is he an opposition leader? Is he a journalist? Did he give us some information? Did he endanger people's lives according to his jailers? Yes, or the people who want him. All right. But hey, Julian Assange is not an opposition leader. He's not an Putin critic. Is a critic of the other side. So hey, why would we care? Hey, I'm not done. Wait a second. What do we have here? We have this one right here. Remember this guy? Jeffrey Epstein. Autopsy photo revealed what we know about his death. We know what happened over there. He just killed himself again. All right. If you believe that, I have the right as a human being, free human being, to deny, to be a denier of their conclusions. Too many hanky-panky. And we have a little video down there that I'm not going to play. And the top of the video says notable names revealed in Jeffrey Epstein's list. And this is at the beginning of this video. Guess who's on it? Epstein, right here, his head. Guess who that guy is over there next to him? Exactly. You can't make shit up. So it's not Bill Clinton who was on the Epstein's plane how many times? I think 2 dozens of times. But this guy who's never been, we don't have the information yet. So anyway, as of now, he hasn't been. The other guy was 28, 24, whatever, how many times? Hey, idiots from YouTube. Okay, how many times? I have to talk to these idiots because they're in charge of our free speech. So here, as you see right here is the, right here after the commercial, this is the first picture, boom, boom, boom. These guys. So maybe, what do we know about his death? Maybe we make a connection here, don't we? But it's not Bill Clinton, the first picture. You can make shit up, my friends. So yeah, Navalny unfortunately died at 47. Epstein committed suicide in a high security jail in New York. I worked in a much lower level of this kind of security facilities, and in that very, very low, when someone was put on a suicide watch, we would go every 5 minutes and do a round check, a visual check on the person to make sure that he is breathing and being okay. Now that was not in a high security with cameras. All the cameras were working, and there were not only 2 people over there on the whole wing and the whole facility that I worked in. We were 3 and plus 1 or 2 supervisors. So we were about 5 people in in that little area. Okay, and these guys were two people falling asleep and the cameras were not working. In that garbage of, not garbage, I liked actually my job over there because it was counseling, talking with people and so on. It was different and I liked it. Those guys, there was not a U.S. federal prison or anything, or jail in New York. No, it was something much lower, but it was still locked up, everybody, and that's the way it was. Nevertheless, it was so very well structured. A fly could not fly in the area without us knowing about it. And these guys tell me that this guy has time to clack, clack, clack. And when you're on suicide watch over there, by the way, you're not allowed many things that you were allowed to have before that. So he did it with his cover, with whatever, blanket. My friends, and they don't work, and the cameras in New York. Okay, so anyway, we'll go back to Navalny. I don't know what happened. I can, obviously under the circumstances, from the very beginning, in this kind of circumstances, I'm not skeptical, very skeptical. The same skepticism I employ in the United States authorities or anybody's watch. Why? Because they're very important very high stakes on this kind of individuals. Though Navalny, I think, was also helped by some people from outside. He stepped on the wrong side with the wrong people. And as I said, he was allowed to live until now. He could have caught something else, and like many people catch cancer that is aggressive and nothing can happen. Some people have a heart attack or maybe have a mini stroke. These are the usual suspect. Or they sometime when they're free, they try to see if they can really fly, with their wings from a high rise, and that's unsuccessful. It has been proven. Or I don't know, have some in a hotel room, have a little heart attack with the lady of the night or something like this. That happened in this country, but hey, nothing, no connection. There's, this guy was a critic of that Clinton or that Bush or that Obama or that, no. It's just, we have to look at this one and make the connection right here. Well, what can I say? I don't know Navalny's ins and out, and I know that you don't know them either. Well, what probably you know and what we know is what they allow us to know, and probably what you heard from someone and someone and someone. Why? Because you are not Navalny. Navalny is the only one who really knows, maybe a few more other people that really supervised his actions and made the right decisions regarding him. Right decisions meaning, I don't know, sponsoring him, promoting him, and so on. So all that is something that we might only speculate. Well, 47 dead. Not a good, but anyway. There are risks with everything. You don't know, and the result is as it is. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.